So let's talk about the best trading strategy, because over the past few months, I've shown you multiple trading strategies that I personally trade. And the question that I receive all the time is, hey, out of all these strategies, which one is the best one? So in this video, I will compare my 4 favorite trading strategies so that you know exactly what strategy to focus on. The trading strategies that I do want to compare for you are the PowerX strategy. As you know, this is my bread and butter strategy. This is my favorite strategy that I trade every single day. But then, as you know, we have been trading Theta Kings. And some of you have been asking, when are we trading Theta Kings again? Because you had tremendous success during Theta Kings, and there are specific market conditions, and I want to show you today whether it makes sense to trade Theta Kings or not. Now, recently we have been talking about the wheel, so we'll talk about trades here and who it is for, when should you trade the wheel, and then also binary power spreads. I don't know if you have been following me for a while, then you know that earlier, probably around February, March, we talked about binary options and binary power spreads. So I also want to compare those for you. And here are the criteria that I wanted to write down. So I will tell you the general idea of the strategy, the perfect market conditions for the strategy, the expected return, and I'm looking at an analyzed return here. I will show you the minimum account size, the time needed, and what experience level I believe you should have for each of the strategies. So again, my goal is that by the end of the video, you know exactly what trading strategy should you be focusing on. So let's start with the PowerX strategy. So the PowerX strategy is a trend following strategy. And the idea here is to take advantage of short trends. Now, as you know, this is where I like to use the PowerX optimizer. This is my favorite tool here for the PowerX strategy. And you know that this is where the tool tells me exactly when to enter and when to exit. I just want to show you one example here. So I like to trade stocks both to the upside and the downside. And as you can see, all we need is take advantage of relatively short trends. So we don't need to have a stock that is going from the lower left to the upper right. So the stock can chop around. Let me show you another example here. So YPF or CEQP that we just seen here again. Also, you see that overall for an investor, this would be pretty much a nightmare because this stock is not moving, but it has small trends here, as you can see. And if you had traded this stock according to the PowerX strategy, then you would have made 80% return on investment here. So what market conditions are we looking for here? Now, obviously, when we have a trend following strategy, we want to have trending markets. Trending markets are just perfect for the PowerX strategy. Now, recently, as you know, the markets have just been chopping around. So here, when we look at the Dow for the past 6, 7, 8 weeks almost, 7 weeks here for sure, it has just been going sideways. So has the S&P with a slight uptrend here, but overall, we are just stuck in a sideways market. So right now, the conditions for the PowerX strategy are not ideal. And as you know, right now, I am slightly down over the past few months since I have been trading publicly here, the PowerX strategy with you. Of course, this is always what happens when you start trading something publicly. Anyhow, the point is, I also have other trading strategies that I trade, as you know, because I'm sharing this strategy with you here on the channel. Now, with the PowerX strategy, what is the expected return here? So we're expecting at least 60% per year. That's what I'm looking for. As you have seen, depending on how you traded, whether you traded with options, you can achieve actually more. So very typical for people who are trading the PowerX strategy is to see anywhere between 60 to 80% per year. And again, recently the markets have not been cooperating, as you know, if you have been following me. And if you haven't been following me, feel free to subscribe to this channel because I'll show you all of my trades, winning trades, losing trades. I'll show you what works. I'll also show you what doesn't work. Anyhow, the minimum account size needed for the PowerX strategy, if you're trading options, you can start with as little as $5,000, but I highly recommend that you have a $10,000 account. So anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 is great for trading the PowerX strategy. The time needed here is 15 to 30 minutes per day. So this is a strategy that I'm trading every day. So in the morning, I look at the stocks that I want to trade. I run the PowerX optimizer. I use that tool. and then I place the trade. So here you need around 15 to 30 minutes per day. The experience level for this strategy, I would say it's a beginner strategy. Now let's talk about the next strategy. This is a strategy that I traded when the markets were crashing. So the Theta Kings. We look for stocks that have found a temporary bottom. I'll show you some examples. Some of the stocks that I have been trading with this strategy is, for example, American Airlines. During the pandemic here, American Airlines got crushed, and then they made a temporary low. And this is where we sold puts. So that's what we are trying to do here. We're selling puts and collecting premium. Okay, so this was one of the examples. Another example is NCLH. We're trading NCLH, again, went down, made a bottom, and then did not go any lower. That is important. So you want to have stocks that are not going any lower. Another example for this strategy that I have been trading, what else did we trade? United Airlines, I know that we traded this. We traded MGM. I do believe that we traded Play. You see, very, very similar. We had a drop, and then we did not expect the stock to go further down. So let's write this down. The market conditions is after a drop, we expect the stock to go up or stay at this level. Okay, you get the idea here. So what is the expected return here? Now, the expected return was amazing. In 10 weeks, we almost doubled the account. And now you might say, oh my gosh, why are we not trading this strategy all the time? Well, because you need to have very specific market conditions for this. And right now, the market conditions for this strategy are not right. So here also, typically what we see is that the VIX is above 30. And as you know, looking back at the VIX, the volatility index here, the fear factor, during this time, right here, during this time, when it was very solid above 30, this is when we were trading the strategy. Again, so you have to be careful. You first need to make sure that we have found a bottom, and then you can trade it. And I know that many of you are so excited because we made so much money in so little time. I think we took the account from $25,000 to $45,000 or $46,000. So again, almost doubled it in a matter of weeks. When the market conditions are right, this is when we'll go back to this. The minimum account size for this recommended is that you have at least $20,000 because you might get assigned when you're selling puts. It is a risky strategy, and the more risk, the more money you can make, right? This is where always keep this in mind. Trading is risky. The more risk you want to take on, the higher the return. The time needed here was also, I want to say, 15 to 30 minutes per day. I've shown you exactly how you can build your own scanner if you wanted to. And this is something, if you're interested in the strategy, we'll link to a playlist right here, probably in the description or in the chat, where you see exactly what I did with this strategy because I explain it here in detail on this YouTube channel. Now, the experience level, I would say intermediate, because you need to know what you're doing with this strategy. You could get burned if the stock keeps going. So you need to have some skills. You need to know how to trade options. You need to understand theta in options, and of course, you need to have a calculator. Now, the wheel here is an income strategy where we sell puts, and once we get assigned, we're also selling calls. I've explained this, and as you know, we'll link to these in the video here. So what are the market conditions for this particular strategy? The market conditions is sideways or slightly up. So let me just show you a couple of stocks that right now I'm trading the strategy on. So Marriott, for example, as you can see, Marriott here is rather going sideways, not really having an uptrend, but as long as it doesn't drop below a certain level, we will be good. Another one is ATVI that I am trading here right now. Here it's a little bit more easier to see. So as you can see, a slight uptrend, but not really going anywhere. And here's another stock that is perfect for the strategy. As you can see, slightly up here or sideways. So again, we want to have a drifting market, and these are the market conditions that we have here right now. So this is what I mean, kind of a drifting market. So that's what we are looking for. Hey, let me ask you before we continue here. Is this making sense? Is this helpful at all? Because if it is, do me a favor and just type in yes in the comments right now, or even better, click on like really quick. This way I know that these videos are helpful for you, and then I can do more of these videos. Need to take a sip of coffee here while you're pressing like. Press like now. Now, the expected return with this here is, again, we're looking for an annual return here of around 30% to 40%. So not as exciting as the other two strategies, the PowerX strategy or Theta Kings, but definitely something for a drifting market. The minimum account size here, I would also highly recommend $20,000. At least more is better for this strategy. The time needed is you actually only need 15 minutes per week. So it's not a whole lot. I mean, this is where you don't have to spend a lot of time in front of the computer, and therefore it's perfect for you if you are busy, have another job. The experience level here, I would say it's definitely a beginner strategy, not that difficult. All right, let's talk about the binary power spreads. So the binary power spreads are a day trading strategy for binary options. So the market conditions here, yeah, we want to have normal market conditions. What does this mean? We don't need to have this crazy volatility that we recently had. So this is when binary spreads are performing best, when you have rather normal market conditions. So the expected return here is actually pretty good. This is where we are looking at 200% per year with the binary power spreads. The minimum account size that we recommend for this one is anywhere between $1,200 to $2,000. So as you can see, this is perfect here for a beginner if you're interested in this. The time needed here is also around 15 to 30 minutes per day, right? So this is when you trade binary options, and the experience level here, I would say it's also great for beginners. Anyhow, so to give you an idea, if right now you could only choose one strategy. So let me just tell you my ranking of these strategies. First of all, if I only had one strategy that I could trade, it would definitely be the PowerX strategy. You can have a copy of the book if you want that, where I explain this strategy in detail. It's like 160 pages. It's a nice hardcover. I'll be happy to send you a copy for free. All I ask is that you pay for shipping and handling, which is $4.95. So no surprise there. There's probably a link right there in the description. Okay, if I could actually trade two strategies, I would trade the PowerX strategy and the wheel. If I could trade three strategies, probably PowerX, the wheel, and binary power spreads, or even better, what we are trading with our mastermind candidates here. We are trading a strategy on binary options where we only place a trade once a week, and it is on Monday morning. I'll be happy to link to these notes in the description. So we were storing all this because I understand that right now on the screen it might be a little bit difficult to see. So I'll be happy to give you a copy of the notes. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like it. And if you want to see more videos like this, then click on the subscribe button that it should be somewhere here, and the little notification bell, because this way you get notified whenever I release a new video. And hey, if you like the video and you think that others might find this helpful too, please feel free to share this video. And right now there should be a few videos popping up on the screen. So take a look at any of the other videos that I made for you, and I'll see you in the next video.